All right. This is, to me, one of the most important chapters as far as life skills go. All right. We all go out and buy stuff, and if you're doing it smart, you're buying something that's on sale or discounted. If you are going to a restaurant, you are hopefully tipping your waiter or waitress the right percent tip, not being too cheap. And you also, if you want to be over generous, then that's fine. But I always try to tip, usually 15 to 20%, most of the time 20%. And then the last one, which is kind of figuring that sales tax, making sure that one, you're not getting cheated, and two, that you know about how much your item is going to cost after taxes, okay? Because that is important. So looking at the first one, how you find a discount is just like what we did in the previous section, all right? On the previous section, you did the discount by taking the number times whatever the percent is as a decimal. So 15 times 0.1. Well, 1 times anything is itself. But remember that you're multiplying it not by 1, but by 0.1, so we need to move the decimal place one place to the left, which would make it $1.50. So the discount, if we got 10% off of $15, is $1.50. But that's not how much we're paying. That's how much they're taking off. Okay? So the total cost is $15 minus $1.50, which gives us $13.50. Now, another way to figure it out by doing it in one step is this. If they're taking 10% off, what percent am I paying? Well, that's 100% minus 10%, which is 90%. Well, what's 90% of $15? Well, take 15 times 0.9, and you're going to get $15 times 9, and you're going to get 1,350. But remember, that's actually times 0.9, so you move the decimal place over one place. So you would end up getting $13.50. And let me correct myself. 15 times 9 is 135. Sorry. So you get $13.50, which is the exact same amount. So you can do it in two steps. Find 10% of $15 and then subtract it, or multiply it by the percent that you're paying. Okay? So if they're taking off 20%, I'm paying 80%. So I'd take it times 80%. If I'm paying 67.5% and I wanted to find the discount, well, take 100 minus 67.5, and you find out that that it's going to be 32.5% is the discount. And then you could find out how much they're taking off. So there's different things that you can do with this, okay? Looking at number 2, tips. I'm wanting to add 15% to $13.95 because I want to leave a 15% tip, which means if you're leaving a tip, you're paying more than what the price is, okay? So you're adding to it. So the easiest way is to round $13.95 to $14. Then you're going to take and find 10% of $14. I know that we want to find 15%, but follow me. We're going to find 10% of $14, which is $1.40. Well, what's half of 10%? 5%. All right? 10% plus 5% is 15%. Okay? So find half of $1.40, which is 70 cents. Add the two together. 10% was $1.40 plus 70 cents was 5%. Add them together and you're going to pay $2.10 tip. So total bill, add $13.95 plus $2.10, and you're going to pay $16.05. Okay? Number 3 is sales tax. Sales tax is just like tip. The only difference is that instead of leaving a tip, you're actually leaving sales tax, and they tell you a certain percentage. It's not as clean as it is with the others. So we do it just a little bit differently, but you're still doing the same process. So 6% sales tax on $19.95. You're going to start off by rounding that to $20 to make it easy. Then you're going to find 1% of $20. Well, 1%, we're going to move the decimal place 2 places to the left. Because 1% of $20 is taking 20 times 0.01. All right? So if we move the decimal place over 2 places, we're going to get 0.2 or 20 cents as 1%. But we don't want 1%. We want to find 6%. Well, 1 times 6 is 6. So you're going to take that 1%, which is 20 cents, and make it and multiply it times 6, which is going to give you $1.20. 2 times 6 is 12. Make sure that you have moved over 1 decimal place. You get $1.20. Then you're going to take, we're not done. That's not how much you're paying. That's how much tax you're paying. So we want to add that to the $20. So add 20 plus $1.20, and you would get $21.90. Now, if you wanted to add it to the $19.95, that's fine. You would have just been 5 cents under, so it would be $21.15. Either one is fine. I would take either one, $21.20 or $21.15. Okay. All right. So go ahead, attempt the practice problems on the back. Come in with any questions you might have, and I'll address those tomorrow.